Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Terrell Owens. T.O., 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 T.O.
Phil's lineups out.
What's up? Oh, man.
There you go.
Good. What's up, big dog? I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terrell Owens.
It never gets old.
That's how you bring them out.
Oh, man, the pit bull is here.
So you heard that?
I did.
I missed that. No. I said it's like I said this is the first time. Okay, I'm gonna let this go first.
So
So now can I tell my story?
you can tell your story.
We were talking this morning, and it was like, well, so what is this like going to be like with TLC? I said, well, it's kind of like a pit bull that's off a leash. You don't know who the owner is, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know what they say about pit bulls, but all pit bulls aren't the same.
It's true.
I said, but he's a pit bull,
They
so
can
we
be temperamental.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said, so we gonna be cool, and if the pit bull ain't cool, then I guess that's what it's gonna be today.
It's all good.
But it's cool.
It's all good.
So before we get into the conversation with you and Hugh, what is it, T.O., about you and Philadelphia that has kept up? I mean, we're 20 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time, 20 years later. What do you think it is? Why do you think the reaction is like this when you come back?
Number one, I think they knew what they were getting when the Eagles acquired me from San Francisco. And then I've always been a blue-collar guy. You know, I've always been a hard worker. I understand the city of Philly, the fans here. They're passionate. That's how I grew up. You know, my grandmother, she raised me to be passionate and to believe in who I am and stand on my beliefs. I was a God-fearing man. And just with, you know, Hugh saying, you know, you don't know who the owner is, but with the pit bull, the dog on the leash, that owner was my grandmama. She had me on that leash. And like I said, Hugh and I, like I said, we haven't seen each other in years. But like I said, she always taught me to take up for myself. And that was one of those situations we came to a situation and I had to defend myself. So, like I said, that's a big guy. That's a big guy. You know what I mean? That's a big guy. But at the end of the day, man, when you think about just coming here and doing what I did, and I was wanting the opportunity to come here and try to win a Super Bowl, and I tried not to disappoint. You know, I wanted to be good as advertised. I always talk about now that I'm in the Hall of Fame. When I first got nominated in 2016, I thought about and I reflected on my career. And when I reflected on that career, part of it was really just that year and 7 games that I played here. I thought about the desire and dedication and the discipline that enabled me to come in and play with the passion. And then even, like I said, you know, being hurt late in that first season, having only 6.5 and 7 weeks to get ready for the Super Bowl with a broken leg, fibula, and I had torn all the ligaments in my ankle, 2 screws in a plate. I wanted so desperately to win something that they hadn't done in so many years here. We didn't accomplish that, but we got close to it.
I tell you, man, listening to you talk about, you know, that run up to the Super Bowl, before we address the elephant in the room, I remember you being in the training room at some point during that time, and you know how we all be in the training room hanging out, and you were saying then, just get us there to the Super Bowl and I'll be ready. I'll be there.
Yeah. I did an interview on the way back from surgery from the hospital. I don't know if it was this radio station, but I did an interview and they asked me, was I going to be ready for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And I said, if those guys get to the Super Bowl, I'll be ready.
He never wavered in that, man. And that was. We hadn't even seen hyperbaric chambers back then, so we didn't know what the hell.
That was new stuff.
You were like one of the first athletes that was truly into sports science, innovative stuff.
Cutting edge. Yeah. I was
Man,
doing
seeing you out there with the bands, like
that's
the rubber
thing.
bands,
That's the
stretching,
thing that I remember.
everything.
The core workouts were bananas. Like the core workouts would be like 30 and 40-minute workouts before the workout.
Yeah.
It was bananas.
That's why you still look like this, man.
Well, I try to do what I can do, man.
Looking good.
Just in case, they need me for third down, red zone, dude, I'm available.
And he ain't joking either. He's dead serious.
I'm dead serious.
He's dead serious. All right, so they put me in the middle of you two because I'm like Mills Lane. I'm an official, right?
We could have sat right beside each other. There's
Yeah.
nothing going on. Over the years, like I said, you addressing the elephant in the room. Like I said, that was years ago. We both have matured. I'm sure we take ourselves back to that situation. I'm sure we both could have done, a lot of things
We definitely could have handled it differently.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. All right, so I only got a couple questions here. First of all, was there a victor? Anybody win? Or did anybody no loss? Any win?
Listen, let me tell you.
There was no bloodshed.
No bloodshed.
None of that.
Okay.
I don't know for T.O., but it was I used to call it, I probably can't say it on air because Spike might want to dump it, but we both swung and missed.
Right.
We both. And when I tell people that story, they never believe it. The most action happened, if you might remember, when we were in the hallway and I was talking to Donovan. And I was talking about what happened, and T.O. went in the hallway, and he said, hey, if somebody else wants some, he can get some too. And I looked at Donovan
Right, exactly.
and I said, well, he ain't talking to
about
me.
me.
I said, he ain't talking to me.
Right.
I said, he got to be talking to you.
Let's not steer this thing in the wrong direction.
No. All I'm saying is, it was.
We both have the same account of what's going on.
That's what I'm saying.
I basically spoke what you were saying.
It was basically, we exchanged words.
Right.
We tussled.
That was a little bit of a tussle,
And then they broke us up.
right. Trotter got in between us, and that was it. And I remember
listen.
later on, Trotter was like, "Bro, I knew you were strong, but I didn't know you were
No,
that strong."
dog, let me tell you, because you didn't know this story. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So Trot grabs me and puts me in a headlock, right? So I go in the hallway because I leave out the building, right? So I'm breathing hard as hell. And Trey was like, what's wrong? I said, yeah, man, me and T.O. just got in a tussle. He said, he pretty strong, ain't he? I said, hell yeah. I said, listen. I said, I don't know what was going to happen, but I said, I knew I had to make it quick. I was like, I had to make it quick. Well, I almost cussed, but I was like, that cat right there. I was like, yeah, he pretty strong.
I tell you, and hearing it third party, quite frankly, you hear so many different stories, T.O., you don't know what the hell to believe.
Right.
And when it's former teammates telling the story, they always add their own little sauce to the story. So listening to Trey tell the story, all I knew was you had got out the the aquatic pool
butt naked. He was butt naked at one point.
I didn't say butt naked.
But Trey, you know Trey said he was butt naked.
Yes, you had your tights on. By the way, T.O. had his tights on.
I wasn't naked.
And you tried him, Hugh. He ain't even dry off yet. You tried to get him when he wasn't ready.
Okay, can I tell the story?
No, you tried him.
Can I tell the story? Let me tell you.
He tried to sneak you, T.O.
No.
He tried to get you. You wasn't ready yet. But T.O. was ready to go, Hugh.
No, what happened was I came in there because T.O. came. Like he was, okay, we going back, he was listening to the show. Somebody said something.
Yeah.
And I assumed Angelo Cataldo.
Yeah, there you go.
I assume, I don't know this for sure because this is the part of the story I don't know. I assume somebody told him that I said something about him.
Right.
So T.O. was like, we got a bunch of haters in the building. And I'm like, hold up, dog. I ain't saying nothing about you. Now, I did sit there and didn't say a
Throw a rock
word.
in the crowd and somebody will holler.
So be quiet.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
So I went in the hydro pool and I was like, I'm talking trash. And I'm like, yo, dog, if you want to mix it up, we can. I use more colorful language than that.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said, wait a minute.
It wasn't too long because I had to raise up out of that. I told Rick, I said, Rick, get me up out of here.
He said, wait a minute. So then I thought about it, right? And I said, you know what, Hugh? You're not even supposed to be in here. I said, so I went, and so remember Don Smolinski was in there.
Okay.
Yep. So Don was in there, and we traumatized Don.
Don was in there during
He was in the locker room.
Okay.
So me and T.O. talking to each other like we on the streets of Atlanta. We calling each other everything.
But the child of God.
But the child of God. So it was like, okay, he said, okay. He said, stay right there. I'll be right back. So I'm leaving. I said, man, I got to go because I ain't supposed to be here. I'm already out of line and whatever. So when he came back, he was like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Man, I am here."
Yeah.
Like, and like you see the cat. I'm like, "Dog, he a big dude."
Yeah.
I ain't about to take the chance.
Your shoulder was hurt too, though.
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah. But I was
you
like,
wasn't
yeah,
full strength.
hey.
Trying to help him out.
No,
You wasn't full
listen.
strength,
No,
man.
listen. So I'm like, okay, you know how they say pause.
Yeah.
What would you do in this situation? I was like, dog, I gotta swing first because if he swing on me, he might hit me with a shot and put me to sleep. So I swung, he ducked it, and then he swung, and I ducked it, and we tussled.
Right, that's me. Yeah.
And then Trot said, Trot grabbed me, and I'm like, oh, dog. Trot grabbed me, and he said, somebody grab T.O., and that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
And
All right,
we started talking trash, and that was it.
and you know what? We're all here. We're brothers.
Yeah.
Yes, we're all here.
Man, listen.
That's so
And this is the thing. This is the thing that nobody knew.
Yeah.
Every now and then, like T.O. had some stuff that happened in his life, and I had some stuff that happened in mine, and he reached out to me, and I reached out to him, and we would always talk. We tried to get him on the show a couple times, but the schedules just didn't match up. But it was never. That's why I always thought it was funny when people say, "Well, you and T.O. got it." I say, "All right, then, whatever you think," because at some point. Because I'm pretty sure you heard I whooped your ass and you whooped mine by who different people.
Right.
So at some point, you just got to let the story be whatever the story is.
Right. Yeah.
So I just got to the point where I was like, all right, then whatever you say.
Right, exactly.
You know, it was just like whatever you say.
All right.
What's your version of the story?
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you though, the way Hugh describes it sounds like every potential fight I've ever been in that I'm just hoping somebody shows up and pulls
break
us
it
away
up,
from
yes.
each other. Yeah.
To break the
It's
fight
like, oh no, am I in this situation? I hope somebody grabs him.
All right, so T, we'll get off of that topic because there were so many other great things
Man,
that happened during
can I
that
just
short
talk
time.
about
Go right ahead.
one of the greatest plays that I've ever seen you make, and I tell this story all the time.
Which
We're playing
one
the
was that?
Baltimore Yeah, it was so many, especially
Sure,
as an
a lot
Eagle.
of them,
Yeah.
But dog, it was a crossing route, and we were playing the Baltimore Ravens. It was a tight game, and I remember Donovan threw a pass, but it was low.
Slant. It was.
It was low.
Oh, the low when he scrambled.
Yeah, and it was low. And dude, you didn't break stride, and you picked that thing up off the tops of your shoelaces. You remember that, Ike? And I was like,
Is that the one when he did the Ray Lewis?
Yeah, and
dance
he
afterwards?
took it in. It was, but the thing that made the play so special is because you was running full speed, and when you ran full speed, it didn't look like you was running full speed, but you picked that thing up with both hands, and you grabbed it like a baby falling out of a building and was the flash and caught it right before it hit the ground and took it into the. I said, this cat right here.
Relax.
Yeah, slow down here.
No, but you get to. I don't get to see like.
I know this is like barbershop talk.
Yeah,
so-
it is like. I was like,
talk,
damn.
so
I was like,
you gotta watch it. You gotta watch
I was
it
like,
later.
damn. Did you see it? I was like, that was. I've never seen anybody
appreciate
make a play that looks anything close to what that was.
You know, you may be talking about when we played the Cowboys when I split the
Oh,
linebacker.
yeah.
Oh yeah, hell, it was so many. I mean, yeah.
I think
Take
that's
your
what-
pick.
Yeah, I think that's what you meant. Yeah, we had like a little Texas rap with a little
Man,
slam
I know
grab,
that play.
and then split the linebackers. Yeah.
You see this crowd, T.O., right? They're all out here for you.
Yeah,
The thing I remember,
Thank you guys.
one of the things I remember, it was like our first, when we went up to the Lehigh. And it's like 25,000 fans trying to get into the stadium to watch practice, man.
Every morning.
And a lot of that year was because we had acquired you on the team. What did you think about that, going up there, seeing these fans? Like, what was your first impression of the Eagles fans? When did you realize, like, man, this is different?
I honestly, because that was my first year, so I thought this is what you guys had every year. I thought this is what was going on every training camp. But then obviously talking to Freddie and a lot of the guys, and they were like, no, people, it's not like this.
Yeah.
So it was like tens of thousands every morning at practice. But again, that was part of what came with me as far as the stardom. And again, that was part of like why I wanted to compete and why I wanted to be here to try to help win the championship. And so that was some of my funnest memories. Like I said, I'll never forget it. But yeah, I loved being here in Philly when I played here, and just unfortunate that it ended the way that it did.
You know what? I'm unfortunate how it ended, and I'm gonna ask, and you know, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit.
Right.
What happened to the Monday night get-togethers, man? When we used to have the Monday night get-togethers.
Shoot, those the lounge.
That's what I'm saying. But what happened?
I don't know. Well, they can't happen if I'm not here.
No, I'm talking about they just abruptly stopped one time. The
did?
Monday night, yeah.
Oh, I don't recall that. You must have been sick that week.
Oh man, because I just was like,
it was
man.
happening every Monday night. I don't know. It was happening every Monday night. Yeah.
Wait, you want to let everyone know what was the Monday night? What was
Well, he knew
inside stuff.
Well, he knew what I was talking
said
about.
it on the air.
Well,
Yeah.
we would just watch. We would read the Bible and watch Monday night football. We would fellowship on Monday nights.
Sounds like a Hugh night.
Yeah, we would fellowship on Monday nights and read the Bible.
That's what was so crazy about people saying that I didn't get along with my teammates and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I had Monday night football gatherings, get-togethers at my house every Monday night.
And read scripture.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were reading scriptures. Yeah. Maybe afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I invited everybody. Coy, Ty, I mean, Jason Short, everybody, Freddie, everybody was over there. Donovan came over. He was a designated bartender.
Always.
Go figure. But I mean, we had a good time. We had a good time.
Yeah.
You're a Hall of Fame, amazing career. Your time in Philly, we remember it as big. Like it's a big part of our history as Eagles fans. Is your time here as big a part of your career as we remember it?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't say enough about, honestly, the Eagle fans and my short stint that I had here. Because people ask me all the time, either like, what team did you enjoy playing for the most or the best? Or like, who was your favorite coach? And I always say in between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I had some of my best years here with the Eagles. And sometimes, like now being on social media, I don't know a lot about like some of my stats and some of my highlights. I get a lot of this information from a lot of Philly fans. Like I didn't know that I played in 21 games and I scored 20 touchdowns. So that shows you the efficiency in which we were scoring as an offense and how big of a part that I was of that offense. And like I said, it's just unfortunate how things happen. And I think over the course of the years, when everybody tried to put the blame on me and said I was the reason why things fractured, I think now people kind of have seen what that reason may have been. We're not going to go delve into it, but everybody tried to say that I was the issue, I was the problem. But I think if you see my career and if you watched and saw how things unfolded over the course of the years that I haven't been here, been in Philly, you know that I wasn't the problem.
And I tell you what, I mean, I only got a chance to play with him for a year. I was here in 2004. But I played with other guys that have played with T.O. When I was in Atlanta. Obviously, the teammates we had here. He's right. When you talk about a teammate, the guy's a consummate teammate. I remember T.O., when you would get your shipment of shoes, your Nikes and your Jordans and stuff would come in, like younger players, right, the younger guys who didn't necessarily have big contracts or whatever, you're giving them Jordans, you're giving them shoes, you're looking out for them, right? So when you talk about a guy being a teammate, I don't know if there are many guys out there, especially when you talk about a player of your status and stature, had more of a down-to-earth sort of humility about him. And when people hear you say T.O. and humility, they think about him on the field and how he celebrated, and they feel like he's a showboat guy, what have you. But off the field, and when he was around the fellas, he was just one of the guys, man. He was one of the guys.
No, I honestly feel like I was grossly misunderstood, especially by a lot of people that covered and followed the Eagles at that time, coming over from San Francisco. You have your Sal Palantonios of the world. You have your Skip Bayless.
Name.
Those,
get them.
Those are the guys that created this narrative that I was a certain individual. And like I said, they couldn't separate the player versus the person. Obviously, when I got on the field, I was a different animal. I stepped up my game. I tried to, play at the highest level in which they acquired me. And so they just, honestly, they couldn't, like I said, they went with information that they heard from people that obviously probably didn't like me. So if you think about a 53-man roster, and you hear like maybe one or two people that didn't like me, they don't speak for the majority of the locker room. And that's what happened, and that's what followed me throughout the course of my career.